high above the glittering skyline of Hyderabad, where glass towers reflected ambition and wealth, Aryan, a powerful businessman, and his wife Elisa stood silently on the balcony of their luxurious apartment, surrounded by everything money could buy, yet haunted by a strange emptiness neither could explain. That silence was broken when Elisa received a letter, one that had no stamp, no sender, no trace of delivery, just a chilling message written in uneven ink. "Come back. I've been waiting for you." The words felt less like an invitation and more like a command, pulling something buried deep within Aryan, something tied to a forgotten past he had long tried to escape, and without fully understanding why, he decided they would travel to his ancestral village, a place he hadn't visited in years, a place he never spoke about. Within hours, preparations were complete, and their private helicopter roared to life, lifting them away from the noise and neon of the city into a vast open sky, where the world below shrank into silence, where familiar landmarks blurred into distant shapes, and even iconic monuments they passed seemed lifeless, as if stripped of their history under the weight of something unseen watching from above. At first, Elisa tried to admire the beauty, the rivers winding like silver threads, the fields stretching endlessly, but her awe slowly turned into unease when she noticed something strange below, patches of darkness where no light existed, places where even the moon seemed to avoid. And then, suddenly, a flicker, a glow like a fire burning in the middle of nowhere. "Did you see that?" she whispered, her voice trembling. But before Aryan could respond, it vanished as if it had never been there, leaving behind only an unsettling silence that grew heavier with every passing moment. As they flew deeper into the countryside, Aryan's expression changed, his confidence fading as memories clawed their way back into his mind. Memories of whispers, of shadows moving where nothing should move, of nights when the wind carried voices that didn't belong to the living. Finally, far away from civilization, the helicopter descended toward its destination, but what awaited them was not the peaceful village Aryan remembered. Instead, the land felt abandoned, suffocated by an unnatural stillness, as if time itself had stopped breathing. And before they could fully process it, something went terribly wrong. The pilot's signal cut out without warning, the controls flickered, and for a brief, horrifying moment, Aryan saw it again below. A village engulfed in flames, buildings collapsing, shadows writhing in the fire like living things. But as quickly as it appeared, it disappeared, leaving behind only darkness, as if the vision had been erased from reality itself. Moments later, the helicopter was forced to land in front of an old, decaying mansion hidden deep within a dense forest, its structure looming like a silent predator waiting for its prey, its broken windows staring like hollow eyes, its walls whispering secrets carried by the cold wind that seemed to breathe around them. Elisa felt it immediately, the suffocating dread, the sense of being watched, not by one presence, but by many. And as they approached the entrance, the heavy wooden door creaked open on its own, inch by inch, as though inviting them inside, or perhaps welcoming them back. The air within was frozen in time, old furniture covered in layers of decay, utensils left untouched as if a meal had been abandoned mid-bite decades ago, and faint echoes of laughter lingered in the air, distorted and hollow, as though replaying from another world. Elisa's unease grew into fear when she noticed portraits lining the walls, faces staring directly at them, their expressions unnervingly familiar, and when she looked closer, her heart nearly stopped. The figures in the paintings resembled them, not exactly, but enough to feel wrong, as if these were reflections from another time, another life. "We shouldn't be here," she whispered, her voice barely audible, but the mansion seemed to respond with a low, distant sound, like footsteps dragging across wooden floors somewhere deep inside. As night fell, the darkness inside the mansion became suffocating, swallowing every corner, every shadow merging into something alive. And despite their fear, exhaustion forced them to retreat into one of the rooms where they tried to sleep, though sleep refused to come. And then it began. A sound, faint at first, like someone whispering just outside the door, then growing louder, turning into murmurs, then into voices overlapping each other in a language neither could understand, yet somehow felt disturbingly familiar. Unable to ignore it, Aryan and Elisa stepped into the corridor, their footsteps echoing unnaturally loud in the silence, and followed the sound to an old half-open door at the end of a long, narrow hallway. Inside, the air felt colder, heavier, and what they saw made their blood run cold. More portraits, dozens of them, all adorned with garlands as if they were memorials for the dead. And in the dim, flickering light, the portraits and the paintings began to change, their expressions shifting, their eyes moving, watching, accusing. The whispers grew louder, now clearly calling their names, echoing from the walls, from the ceiling, from within their own minds. And suddenly, the paintings began to tremble, shaking violently as though something trapped within them trying to break free. Panic took over, and without thinking, they ran through endless corridors that seemed to stretch and twist, the mansion no longer following the laws of reality, doors appearing where none existed before, shadows chasing them from every direction, until finally they burst outside, gasping for breath, their hearts pounding as if they would explode. They didn't stop, not even for a second, until they reached the helicopter, and as it lifted off the ground, escaping that cursed place, Aryan looked down one last time, and what he saw froze him in terror. The mansion was gone, replaced by the burning village from his vision, flames rising into the sky, and within those flames, figures stood motionless, watching the helicopter ascend, their hollow eyes filled with something far worse than anger, recognition. As they flew back into the darkness, neither Aryan nor Elisa spoke, their silence heavy with the realization that whatever they had witnessed was not over, that some things do not stay buried, that some places do not forget, and that sometimes what we see is only a fraction of a truth far more terrifying, because in this world there are things that exist beyond reason, beyond explanation, things that choose who they reveal themselves to, and once they do, they never truly let you go.